I'm Allendale Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Cloud cover continues to hold firm over most of the nation's midsection. We've seen clouds building up over the upper Midwest and back into Canada again, mostly due to a return to southerly wind flow there. You've got warmer air surging north into the cold air mass leftovers, and so clouds have been fairly formidable. Right now, most of the country, though, is not looking too bad in terms of precipitation. We've got some light action going on in parts of the Corn Belt, Indiana, Illinois, and then back down into the Mississippi Valley. Watching for a low to come out of the Dallas, Texas area here later this afternoon, probably picking up some good moisture with that. However, that weather system is going to be moving mostly east as we go through the overnight tonight and through tomorrow. So East Texas and then the lower Delta and the southeast will be in line to pick up precipitation there. Everybody clamoring on the big snowstorm bandwagon for next week. What do the latest models say? Well, the European model this morning was a little less impressive to me than it was yesterday, but the key is that the event is still there. The midday GFS update shows the storm still there as well. The GFS is doing something a little interesting, and you know what? It's actually a little believable. It's showing the storm coming through a little bit quicker, staying north, but then curving back through Canada thanks to some upper-level flow patterns, a deep trough digging in, and actually maybe circling back for another run. Meanwhile, another low may try and come out of the central plains and come into that cold air mass as well. So it could actually end up being, if the GFS is right, a 4 to 5 day affair with 3 different waves of moisture trying to come through. Now, I'll be the first one to say that probably is a little overboard right now. But you can't argue with the fact that right now both the European and the GFS models are trying to keep more of a northerly track. This would mean this is going to be a system that's fueled by and run by big pushes of cold air in out of Canada rather than a big warm air versus cold air dynamic with a low that would be coming out of, let's just say the Four Corners region or even the central to southern plains and then shooting northeast. The difference there is in those warm versus cold systems, you have rain changing over to snow and there's a band of really, really heavy snow in there. This one right here looks like it's going to be more cold-based to start, so there's better chances of longer duration snows, maybe not as heavy. And the key as to how bad any system is going to be is the wind. And I will say this right now, winds on these latest model runs are not quite as bad as what they were 24 to 36 hours ago. Yesterday we were seeing 20, 40, 45 mile an hour winds trying to come across a large part of the country in the storm. Today they're backing off of that a little bit. Still strong, 12 to 25, gusty, but maybe not quite as tightly packed. Still, the key here is there is plenty of time until this thing is actually here. We're talking this initially coming in, as we head into Christmas Eve. So it's a week out yet. And anytime you've got a snow system like this, there's plenty of time for things to change, and they will change. Track is everything. But what we're seeing right now doesn't make us take a snowstorm out of the forecast. It just makes us say, all right, look, we're going to have to get the track down here. We're going to have to see what the consecutive runs say and see if we can zero in on a solution. I personally really like the cold air solution with this. I think we've been seeing this on other models for a while, saying that, look, major cold is coming as we head toward Christmas. So this backs up my thought process there. And if we get a snowstorm to kind of be injected into the middle of it, I guess so be it. One thing that we're also seeing then is as we go through the 1st of January, so the new year, into the first couple days of the new year, could be looking at another weather system coming across, and if cold air is already in place, that would be another snowmaker. So the pattern to me looks very, very active across a large part of the country, let's just say from the Rockies eastward, between now and about January 3rd to January 4th. We do see a little bit less action back out over the West Coast, especially down over California. Now, I will say the next couple of storm systems get their start in British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest states of Washington and Oregon. So up there in the PNW, we're probably going to continue to see a little bit more active precipitation, plenty of rain, but temperatures are also going to stay warm, so it will be pretty much all rain out that way. As we take a look internationally right now, still nothing changing my mind on the short to intermediate forecast in South America. Argentina looking at a drier window emerging, so I don't think that's problematic. If anything, it may allow for slightly warmer than normal temperatures. We'll have to see. Brazil has plenty of moisture. We're still trying to gauge whether or not it's problematic. I haven't really heard any new complaints today, but we still have 2 to 4 inches of rain or better over a large part of Brazil as we go through the next 2 to 2.5 weeks at least. That means harvest as you get into some of those southern Brazil states, or at least into Paraguay, where I know they're starting to get going. They're going to have to dodge some moisture here going forward. That's the way your forecast is stacking up at midday. Nothing too earth-shattering at this point, but if you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.